Hello everybody, good morning. Today I'm going to be using Laura Mercier products to create my look for the day. So I have this Pure Canvas Power Primer. As you can see, ayan na, diba? Meron na siyang bawas. Tapos medyo nag-crack na yung cover niya. I also have the Pure Canvas Primer in Illuminating. And yeah, let's create a makeup look. Now let's start with this one. So you're thinking, is this really a good primer? In the several times that I've tried this, I treat this more like a skincare type of primer. Yon, I like using this if, for example, wala akong masyadong tulog. They didn't say that you're supposed to use it that way. It's just that that's just how I use it. You can't be so dependent on primers. At least in my experience. Very important pa rin is that you really prep your skin so well so you still put on your tone, you cleanse your face, you tone, you moisturize, and then for the daytime, you put on your sunscreen. For me, during the daytime, because I'm using a pretty hydrating sunscreen, I skip my moisturizer. And speaking of my favorite sunscreen, I'm still using this. This is the Sun Killer Perfect Water Essence. It was Liz Lanuzo who got me into this, and I have been purchasing this ever since. Okay, so let's put this para lang you can see what it looks like. Okay talaga siyang skincare. It has this like milky, but you know what? With this one, dapat mag-improve yung dropper nila kasi nahirapan, ayan oh, dumidikit lang siya sa dulo, tas parang super konti lang yung napipick up. I'm squeezing it, but ganyan pa lang din yung nakukuha. See, use a cotton bud just to pick up some of the product. So there, that's what I do. And this is what it looks like. The Illuminating Primer, this one has some radiance particles that helps reflect light. So this is what it looks like. Lumalabas ba yung parang reflects niya. So ito naman, nalagay ko dito. Next is the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. So sometimes I put it on something like this, but today, dito na lang. Since I'm doing my own makeup anyway, and I use the foundation brush. The base technique that I learned from Chuchi Ledesma is that you don't put the product, at least yung foundation, diretso sa face mo. You have to load up your brush. So that's what I'm doing. Loading up the brush. You place it first dun sa parts ng face mo that don't move as much. So that yung unang lapat ng foundation with lots of product, nandyan siya nade-deposit sa part ng face mo that doesn't move as much. Yeah, that's much better. I turned on my light because I was being so dependent on the natural light. And so now that everything, ayan na, pagka naka-blend na lahat, of course, you have to set it with powder. Yan, lightly lang. It's taught by Chuchi. And then what I like to do is I use the Luminous Perfecting Pressed Powder. So you can see medyo meron siyang, para siyang merong, not glitters, but definitely there's a little bit of sheen right there. So this is my alternative to brightening my under eyes. So I like putting it there. O, diba? Ginamit ko yung putol na brush. I mean, it still works. It's just that putol na yung handle. So I put that there. Tapos dito rin to create a nice eyeshadow base. Guys, this is just how I do my makeup, ha? Baka, syempre, meron kayong mas alam na magandang technique. I like learning from Chuchi and my other makeup artist friends. So for blush naman, I use the, diba, gamit na gamit, Tinted Moisturizer Blush. This one is in Provence. So this is the brush that I use for mga cream blush products. So what I do is, I put the product here, I spread it like that, so that when I use the brush, it just picks up the right amount of product and nakakalat na siya. Hindi yung isang part lang ng brush yung covered. So there. And then, just apply my blush like that. And I also like putting it over my nose. Diba nga? For that drunk blush look. I used to apply my blush much higher, but after my workshop with Chuchi, Alam ko na. Ang explanation niya dito kasi, when you blush, diba, you get that natural flush dito sa part ng face mo. I mean, of course, if it suits you, if nasanay ka na maglagay ka ng blush dito sa taas or here, of course, do whatever serves you, do whatever makes you happy. But when I learned this, I really noticed a difference. You pick up the product, tas paunti-unti lang. It's easy for you to build it up. Hindi ka natatakot na, oh my gosh, mas marami yung product dito sa part na to. There. And then, I can top it off with the blush color Infusion. This is all that sparkles. So when I use something like this is the brush that I like to use. Para lang may konti siyang may konting pearlescent shimmer. Ganon. See? It has a little bit of shimmer, but of course, I don't want to overdo it. It has that right amount of shimmer without it looking like it's highlighter. Magulo yung order ko when I do makeup. Minsan, inuuna ko yung kilay. Life hack, my kilay, microbladed na yan. So, yung mga certain spots lang na bald, yan yung mga nilalagyan ko either ng pencil or powder, ganun lang. Tapos, I just use like shaper gel or laminating gel. Shaper gel tuloy. I use laminating gel just to keep the hair in place. But yeah, getting your brows microbladed, life hack. Kasi yun na nga may template ka na nasusundan. Si Blair of Pretty Looks did my brows. I know that I'm due for parang a retouch. Kasi this has been more than 5 years. Kailangan may retouch. Bakit kailangan may retouch? Because yeah, depending on how the ink interacts with your skin, sometimes it fades. Sa akin naman, it faded, but yun na nga, the template is still there. So, I'm able to just fill it in with a brow pencil or powder, and then I'm all good. Itong part ng brows, bumabagsak yan with aging. So yun, sometimes ang pwesto niya nandito, tapos yun mapapansin mo after a few years, yun na nga bumabagsak siya. But that's because of the natural aging process. Now I'm ready for eyes. You would be surprised. Sandali, let me just fix my crayons here. I call them crayons because they really just remind me of crayons. I have the Caviar sticks from Mercier. Let me choose my colors. Wild Rose first. Yan. So that's what Wild Rose looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna blend it with my finger. Sabi ko sa inyo, sweet-sweetan lang tayo today. After that, I use the Bed of Roses. Yan ang color ni Bed of Roses. Yan. Again, I just blend both colors together. And that's what it looks like. Of course, gagawin din natin siya sa kabila. Diba? Sweet-sweetan lang tayo. Parang nakulangan ako sa kabila. Wait lang. Let's put a little bit more. Okay. I also like to do dito sa ilalim. Ito pa rin yung Wild Rose. So, what I use to set it, to just let it stay in place, is the Luminous Perfecting Press Powder. Para parehong may shimmer pa rin. Para ma-retain. For my eyeliner, I use kasi yung Strokes Microblade Perfector. Pang talaga to pang kilay to but I use it as an eyeliner because of how fine the brush tip is. Yan. So there it is. Diba? Love the eyes. Very simple. Next, let's work on the lips. I'm gonna use my Pink Peony, the Longwear lip liner. I know lip liner is supposed to outline your lips, but I put it all over my lips for better longevity. Para at least pagka nabura yung parang top layer ng lipstick, meron pa rin siya. For lip color, I'm using number 70. Parang okay na nga yan eh, but you know what? Let's just put it over anyway. So there you go, that's the look. Let me just unfurl my hair. Oh, gulo-gulo. Let's fix that.